Yeah, top of my head's cut off there. That is me, isn't it? Oh yeah, there we are. It's that old guy in the picture.
Okay, and then I'll move it. Better.
Okay, there we go. Whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, folks. This week, I want to talk to you about something you've probably thought of from time to time, or at least heard about. Did you ever ask yourself how many books that were written of a sacred nature, or purporting to be that did not wind up in the Bible? Today I'm going to talk to you about one. That's the book of Enoch. There are 3 books of Enoch. The most significant one is Enoch 1. And the Ethiopian Bible includes the book of Enoch in the Old Testament. The Protestant Bible and all of the translations recently do not include the book of Enoch. And you wonder why. The book of Enoch was one of the most influential writings in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. There's references to it in the New Testament as well. The Old Testament, of course, the Jews and the people in those days, they put a lot of stock into the book of Enoch and what his directions were to them and what their possibilities are to them. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Do you know how many heavens there are? According to the book of Enoch, there are 7 heavens. And they're kind of divided up into areas of responsibility for, get this, angels. Did you think about that? The most significant heaven is the 3rd heaven, which is the one we might be most concerned about. And that is that it's a forked heaven. That is, hell is on the 3rd heaven. Does that make sense to you? On the 3rd heaven. And the other half of that is the heaven, or the pleasant heaven where everybody is singing and everything is just wonderful. Anyway, it's a reward heaven. The other heaven, the hell heaven, is not the reward heaven. The book of Enoch, to shift back now to the writings, has a lot to say about we as human beings, had a lot to say about those people that were human beings at the time of Enoch. Incidentally, you might want to know where he was in the scheme of things. He's Noah's grandpa. So the floods came after Enoch. Okay? So now, let me tell you about the ethers. You know how to spell ether? A-E-T-H-E-R. It's not the same kind that you find in a bottle or that the physics student hears about in his studies. These are different ethers, and they're all governed by different angels. I gotta read more about that so I can share that with you. But each one of those ethers, there are 30 of them, is a kind of a step toward the 30th ether, which is, guess who? The Lord God. And incidentally, Enoch, in his writings, was present with the Lord God. He was in his bed one night, and these two very huge men, and I think they were green. Anyway, they swept him up, and he was scared. They swept him up and hauled him off and sat him down to where the good Lord was. And of course, there are mystical changes in all of that kind of travel. And it's hard to really explain, but, it's like, how does a man change from a man to an angel? How was he able to do that in his 365th year? Anyway, God told him some stuff to tell people about. Now, this is messages to the human beings, which, the way the story goes, was created by God. So this is part of the whole plan, that God's going to tell folks some things they need to be doing and not doing. And I want to tell you one of the words that is used very often is righteousness. Now, don't let that word scare you. I know it's used a lot in a lot of different places. It just means doing the right thing. That's all. Doing the right thing. And you hear the word sin a lot. You know what that means? Wrong way. They could put it on a sign, I suppose, and say wrong way. Anyway, that's a lot of the words that are in the Bible and in the writings, and seem to scare people a lot, and they take issue with it and so on. It's just simple. It's just really simple. Just do what you're supposed to be doing, and everything will be cool. Only you got to worship God. He kind of wants that. Folks, I think I'm going to wind it up right now, and I'll talk to you more next week. And if you have some questions or comments or whatever, shoot me an email, and I'll see how I can do with it. So, thank you for watching, and have a good afternoon and week.